All right. So, welcome to module number 3, I think, right? Traffic agencies. Listen, the stuff I'm going to show you right now in this particular module is very, very ninja. Okay, really, really awesome. You are going to dig this, guaranteed. All right. First of all, how you doing? You doing good? How's the previous trainings? You are following, everything is making sense to you, right? I try to keep it as simple as possible. I know this can be overwhelming. I know this whole traffic generation game can be a little bit intimidating, right? Hey, listen, don't worry about it, all right? Take one thing at a time. Treat this as a buffet, right? If you, see something and it doesn't resonate with you, a particular traffic getting method, whatever, just leave it. You can come back to it later. This is available for you for the rest of your career. All right, and again, we're going to be updating stuff. We're going to be, talking about, newest strategy, whatever, right? But you're here, and your login will never be taken away from you. So, my friend, with that being said, let's dive into this particular module. I am excited to show you this kind of stuff. I'm excited to be back with you. Congratulations for sticking around this far, right? And you're still learning. So I'm going to keep, again, just like with everything else, I'm going to keep this very light, very casually, just you and me. And I'm going to explain this to you so that you understand not only the concept. Hey, look at those circles. How do you like it? Circles, boxes, more circles, right? I'm going to be presenting to you a new comp plan today. I'm going to show you a framework, right, of how traffic agencies work, traffic resellers. You probably have seen some of them out there. This particular method, I'm going to tell you this, is going to become more popular and more popular as we progress into 2014, 2015, and beyond, I believe, of just because of how it operates, right? But as a marketer, as a consumer, you need to understand. See, I don't know anybody else. I have not seen anybody else really teach this stuff, first of all, but most importantly, break this down so that you understand really what's going on behind the scenes. So what I'm going to do for you right now in this video is I'm going to take you behind the curtain, right, and just show you how this whole traffic generation machine works, especially when it comes to agencies, especially when it comes to traffic resellers, folks who are offering you, hey, buy, I'm offering traffic, buy 10,000 clicks from me, buy 5,000 clicks from me, highest quality, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure you've seen out there, things like that out there on Facebook, maybe people were trying to sell you traffic. I'm not saying that stuff is bad, and in fact, a lot of it can be really, really good, but you need to understand how this stuff works in the background, okay? And with that knowledge, you'll be able to go out there and crush it. All right. Now, what's really, really amazing about this particular method, personally, something that I love about it, is this is probably as simple as it gets when it comes to getting traffic. I mean, you don't need to understand any of the campaign setups and and ad copywriting and any of that stuff, right? You literally just send your link, say, hey, I want 500 visitors, I want 2,500 visitors, I want 10,000 visitors, I want 50,000 visitors to my website, right? And you can get that, over the next, 48 hours, 72 hours, over the course of a week, whatever you want to do, right? And it's available to you. Now, the problem with that is you don't necessarily know what kind of traffic you're going to get. So that's why I'm going to explain it to you right now, so that when you do stuff like that, right, you have a good idea of how this stuff works and how can you get the most return on your investment. Because at the end of the day, it's about you getting opt-ins. It's about you getting sales. It's about you making money, right? Nothing else matters, really, unless you get results. All right? So I'm going to explain this to you. Get your notes out, okay? I think you're going to be applying this method a lot in your business, okay, because this stuff is good. I'll tell you this. Right now, okay, about 80% of my traffic generation comes from this method, okay, from the framework I'm about to walk you through. This stuff is awesome when you understand it, okay? So, but don't forget, about the stuff we've been talking about, okay, in Capture Mastery, split testing, landing page capture machine creations, right? All that stuff is going to be very, very important with when it comes to traffic generation with any traffic getting method out there, okay? But again, don't worry, my friend, you got me, we're here together. I'm just going to walk you through this, and it's going to make sense to you, all right? So let's dive straight into this. These circles up at the top, okay, let this represent product vendors, okay? This is a diaphragm. This is you right here, okay? And you want to get some traffic. using traffic agencies, or you want to just buy some traffic. Maybe you don't have a lot of experience. Maybe you don't want to do big old media buying campaigns. Maybe you don't want to do any of the other traffic generation. You just say, Vic, I just want to get traffic, man. I just want to get traffic, and I just want to get results. Bottom line, okay? Well, this is you right here. You want to get traffic that's that's way out there in the cyberspace. How does this stuff works in what's going on between point A and point Z, when you get in traffic? Okay, so here's how this works. These circles right here, let this represent folks who are in the same, similar industry as you are, selling similar products that you're selling, okay? And these guys are launching products. So let's say I am in the internet marketing, info space. So my target market are people who are either looking for a way to start a business on the internet, right? Or these are folks who already have a business going on the internet, right? But maybe they just want to learn specific strategies for getting more exposure. Maybe how to improve their business. Maybe how to take their business to the next level. Maybe they want to learn more about traffic generation, that kind of stuff. Okay, so that's my crowd. Okay, and so in this niche that I'm in, okay, there is a lot of people, there's a lot of different other marketers who are selling and launching products in that niche every single day. Okay, you've probably seen those launches going on all the time. Maybe you participate in those launches, right? And so let's say this guy, all these guys, right? They have a product launch coming up, and so what they do is they build a squeeze page, and they have a bunch of affiliates promoting that squeeze page, promoting their product launch, right? And so they're driving tons of traffic to their squeeze page, so they're building lists, okay? Let's just take one person at a time, right? One vendor at a time. So this guy is building a massive list from all that, launch, pre-launch buzz, and a lot of people are opting into his list, and his list consists of two different categories, right? So he's building two types of lists during a launch. First type is what's called a prospect list. Okay, this is when people just get on his landing page, right, and they opt in to get more information about whatever he's presenting, and that's prospects. Okay, there is also a buyer's list. Okay, and buyer's lists are people who actually went through the launch process and followed the launch process, and then they purchased the product that he is selling. You follow? Okay, so he is building two kinds of lists right here, right? Prospects and buyer's lists. Pretty simple. Now, the prospects list is obviously going to be a lot bigger than the buyer's list, okay? That's cool. Now, what a lot of these guys will do is after the launch, after they have accumulated all this data, all these lists, right? All these subscribers, both prospects and buyers, what they'll do is they will sell that data, okay? Now, I don't do that. I never ever sell my data, okay? But there is a lot of marketers out there who will sell their data, okay? Which is, I mean, it's nothing wrong with that. It's not against the law or anything like that. They can do that. And so then these guys are brokers, okay? These folks right here, okay, they will sell their data to what's called a broker, a data broker, okay? Again, you need to know this stuff. Nobody else is going to explain, at least I haven't seen anybody else explaining this in this way, because when you understand how the flow works, you'll be a powerful negotiator, right? When you know how the industry and how this particular, what's going on behind the curtain, right? You will have power when it comes to getting traffic, okay? And so I believe you need to understand this, and you're in internet traffic formula, you're dealing with me, I'm going to teach you the best stuff I know, all right? So this broker is going to get data from these folks. This broker is going to get data from these folks, and there is a lot of them. There is literally hundreds, thousands, there is launches going on all the time, okay? So this guy right here, he's going to say, hey, you have, 100,000 prospects. Let me get that data, okay? You have 5,000 buyers, list. Let me get that data. So these vendors right here are selling their data to these brokers, okay, to the broker houses, okay? And again, this guy can get data from pretty much any of them, and these vendors can sell their data to any one of the brokers that's out there, okay? Now, there's not very many brokers out there right now. I'm sure there's going to be more and more as we, progress into the future. That's how that kind of works, okay? So these guys are selling data, and then these guys are getting the data, and then they are marking up the data just a little bit, and then these folks come into play, okay? And these folks are traffic resellers. So they are, let's call them, you know, they're just like traffic agencies, okay? Maybe traffic resellers, reseller. I'm sure that, you know, you've probably seen those websites out there saying, hey, I got a whole lot of clicks, I can sell you, you know, high quality, top-notch quality, all that good stuff, right? Cool, right? That's available to them. And so let's just say this one is an agency as well, okay? Now, what happens here is these guys deal with these guys, okay? They don't necessarily deal with the vendors directly because there is just way too much, a lot of mess to deal with. Okay, so brokers, they kind of categorize, okay, so this is a prospects list, this is, you know, they call them partials, you know, partials, and then, you know, here's my buyers list. Buyers list is a lot more expensive than, you know, partials, which is just a regular opt-ins. And so these guys right here, they go to brokers, and they get the data from brokers, okay? So what happens here is either the broker is going to mail the data, okay? Because what's the data? Well, the data is a bunch of emails, okay? A bunch of emails that they got from these folks, and those emails came in a form of an opt-in, okay? Make sense so far? You follow? Again, trying to keep it simple for you. So these guys will either mail the data and get these guys the actual traffic or clicks, okay? Or these guys will buy the data, and if they have a mail house, they will actually mail the data themselves, and then they accumulate clicks, okay, and then they'll sell the clicks. Now, what happens here is there is a markup in price on this level. There is a markup in price on this level, okay, and then guys like you, okay, guys like me here, regular consumers, regular marketers, right? We see these guys advertising their sites saying, hey, I got a bunch of traffic I can sell you, right? Come to me, go here, you know, I got this agency, I got this traffic brokerage firm, I got this whatever, blah, 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 right? So then they are selling the actual click to a consumer, okay? So then we go here, right, and we want to buy, you know, we want to buy some clicks from agencies, and then they just, you know, they'll just sell them to us right here, okay? Now, what happens in the price is, you probably guessed it, right? The price is marked up like crazy, okay? I'm telling you, by the time that an agency, or by the time that, you know, you buy the click here from an agency, okay, these guys will probably sell you, you know, a click for anywhere from, you know, I'd say, you know, 90 cents up to $1.50 per click. Okay, per click. And so, which is fine, right? There is usually a limited number of clicks that they can sell you if you're dealing directly with agencies, okay? And also, the problem that, you know, I was running into, because I saw this concept, I didn't really understand how this worked until I actually figured it out, until I started to, you know, really dissect, okay, how does this stuff work? So I'm dealing with an agency. Where do you guys get your traffic? Okay, how is traffic generated? How are the clicks generated? And all that good stuff, right? So these, you know, there's by the time when I was buying traffic from these folks right here, I was paying like $1 to $1.50 per click. Okay. Now the issues I was personally running into doing that is sometimes I would get high quality traffic, sometimes my traffic was just junk, you know, and it didn't even convert to opt-ins. And I started to dissect. I'm like, okay, what's going on here, right? Well, it turns out that these guys get their data from these guys, and their intentions are pure, okay? Their intentions are, you know, hey, I want to sell high-quality stuff, right? I mean, that's how it's supposed to be. And then, but sometimes their quality is going to depend on the quality of the list, okay? And also how many other traffic agencies this broker sold the data to. Okay, so for example, if this broker sold 100,000, you know, emails, right, to traffic agency A, and then traffic agency A mails for you, and then the same broker sold the same 100,000 emails to traffic agency B, right? And then these guys are hammering those lists, and these guys are hammering that data, and then these guys are hammering that same data. Well, and then you're buying, and then a lot of people are buying, and so basically the data, those emails are getting hammered like crazy. Okay, obviously the quality goes down. Response rates go down, and people are more frustrated. People get 50 different emails in their in their inbox, and people just don't like that kind of stuff, right? So that's why sometimes that can be a hit or miss for marketers like us when we're dealing directly with these agencies, right? Not to mention also the price is more expensive as well. So what I was doing is this was happening over the last year, really. Is I was studying this model, and I was testing the heck out of this. Constantly split testing and constantly trying to figure out what's going on. When I was trying to go and deal directly with these guys, I couldn't do that, okay, because they deal with brokers. When I was trying to deal directly with brokers, right, and I ran into issues, I'm like, well, okay, I need to mail the data. I don't have the server capacity. I don't have the capital or the technical knowledge, how to do that, and I just don't want to deal with that kind of stuff. I just want to get the high quality clicks. Okay, and so what happened was, I got hooked on the idea because, every once in a while I was just hitting the gold mine, man. I was just like, I would run a campaign and it would turn out to be a phenomenal success. So I kept coming back and I kept coming back and I kept figuring it out, And then I said, an idea came to me. I'm like, man, how can this model can be improved? Because obviously the model is awesome. Okay, you're tapping into other people's lists, right? But if we can somehow filter these out for quality, right, so that when I go to an agency, and if I can be guaranteed quality stuff, that would make a whole lot of sense, wouldn't it? Right? And that would be just so awesome. Well, I was looking for a solution to this model or an improvement, right? And nobody really had it, right? And then I said, okay, what I'm going to do is, I'm a traffic guy, I test a lot of stuff, I test a lot of ideas, and I said I'm just going to come up with a solution to, or an improvement to this model that already works well, but I believe we can improve it and make it even better. Okay, so I came up with a concept. I said, what, we're going to create what's called a super agency. Okay, now check this out. You are going to flip out when you see this. Okay. We're going to create a super agency. Okay? Hopefully you can still see that. Now, what the super agency is going to do is this. It's going to do a few things. Okay? It's going to be, first of all, it's going to be very underground. Okay? Unlike these guys right here, to where they're just screaming, hey, buy my traffic, buy my traffic. Well, they need to sell that because they're making money on selling you traffic. Right? Nothing wrong with that as long as the traffic is quality. Okay? I'm going to pay $1.50 all day long per click if the click is quality. If I'm turning profit on my investment. Make sense? So I said we're going to keep the super agency underground. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to use the super agency to gain access to these folks directly, okay? And we're going to use a super agency to gain access to these folks directly, okay? And possibly even to these folks. Make sense? But there is going to be a big, and see, that's what happens. You're shooting a video and your phone is going off, okay? And you know what? It's just you and me here, so we're going to continue. Sorry about that. But what we're going to do is, why not filter, put a filter in here, okay, to where the quality of traffic that would be available through a super agency, okay, would be of the highest in the industry, period, hands down, that's it, okay? So how do we do that? Well, we do that by being a little bit strategic, okay? We do that by, first of all, going and dealing with these guys and they say, hey, we're now a super agency. I'm not just a consumer, right? We're a super agency. We're coming to you, and you know, and I'm gonna test your data. Okay, let me get your buyers list. Let me get your partials. Okay, and let me test it out. Listen, if you provide me with good quality stuff, okay, I'm going to keep coming back and I'm going to keep buying your data, and you will have, you know, a super agency that you're dealing with on a consistent basis, so you don't have to deal with, you know, a lot of the brokers and a lot of the headaches, and I mean, you'll just be dealing with one entity, one thing, right? It's going to be, you know, easier for you, right? These guys say, hey, that's an awesome idea, right? We like that. Now we go to these guys and we say, hey, brokers, you got all this data, right? I don't know if your data is good. I don't know how good it is, but you know what? I'm willing to work with you. I'm willing to actually try you out, and I'm willing to run massive test campaigns with you, okay, by getting your data. And if you send me good quality stuff, I will work with you, and I'm just basically create an exclusive agreement with you and just get all of your data as you're getting it, as long as you keep your quality and as long as you send me good, highest quality stuff that you can possibly send, okay? So what we do here is we create this little filter, okay? Check this out. Before we send that data, okay? Before we send this, before we send, or you know, before we actually, you know, before we get any of the specific vendors' data into the super agency, we put it through a filter, okay, to where we test it first. We run it to some generic campaigns. We run it to generic, you know, offers based on what they're targeted for. If it's, you know, business opportunity or, you know, work from home or whatever, right? So we run it to a direct campaign. We test opt-ins, okay, percentage. We test for sales. Sales percentage. Really, that's what you are interested in, right? So how many opt-ins can I get? How many sales can I get? Does this stuff actually works? And if they pass the test, okay, then we strike an exclusive agreement with a particular vendor or particular broker, okay, or even a particular agency, and then we just get all their data in real time as they're getting it on a consistent weekly basis. Does that make sense? Now, what we do here with this agreement with them is we say, look, if it's an exclusive agreement, you cannot sell your data to any of the, let's say we go to vendors here, right? We say, hey, if we're getting your data, you are not allowed to sell that data to any of the brokers for the first 2 months, okay? Or if we're dealing with brokers, we say, hey, you're not allowed to sell the data or to, you know, to mail the data for any of these agencies here for 2 months if we have an exclusive agreement with you. That way, we're getting the highest opt-in rate, we're getting the freshest list, we're getting the freshest quality, right, of the data. The only thing with this model right here is, in order for us to do that, we first need to test it out, typically, you know, by running a campaign of anywhere from 50,000 to 250,000, you know, visitors, right? But we run it to our internal, through our internal tests, right? So we test it out, and then if it's and if it passes the test for opt-in rates, and for the opt-in rate, I'm looking for, you know, an offer to convert at a minimum, you know, 30%. Okay, for the lead conversions, and then for the sales, obviously, I want that to convert, you know, for sales as well. And so that test, if it passed, then we go and we just buy exclusive stuff, you know, all the data exclusively with exclusive agreements. And we're able to, check this out, by eliminating a lot of the middlemen here, if we're dealing with these guys, right, we're able to cut the cost down. If we're dealing with these guys and we're getting all of their inventory, okay, they are passing their discount to us because we're getting all of their data, and they don't have to deal with a lot of these guys right here, right? So they're passing us a big discount. And once in a while, you know, we test traffic from these folks, but these folks are generally more expensive because they want to make money. But from time to time, you know, I also run tests with these guys, and if, you know, if the test is good, then I, you know, try to strike a deal with them for exclusivity as well, and obviously press them for discounts and all that good stuff. But my agenda for the super agency, my idea, my vision was this. This is created for marketers by a marketer, okay, who wanted to improve this model right here, okay? Let's not profit on clicks here. Let's keep it underground, but let's do this. So that we have capital to go out there and progressively test new offers and test new lists and new data all the time on an ongoing basis, right? And only after it passes the test, only then do we allow that data, right, to go inside of the agency. And then a consumer like you, right, you can go, okay, you can go and buy traffic directly from this agency at a discount. At a discount, and also you're able to buy the traffic from the agency that's a proven converter, all right, and basically risk-free, or as close to that as possible. Okay, that's kind of the idea of a traffic agency. Now, what you're going to appreciate is this. This is how the super agency is set up, okay? There is you have to be referred, okay? We're not looking to get massive exposure. We're not advertising this everywhere, right? You have to have a referral in order to get to the traffic agency. We wanted to keep it exclusive, low-key, but we wanted to provide the highest quality stuff available anywhere, okay? And even if somebody has a referral, you know what? We're going to charge them a $1,000 membership fee because of all these things right here, okay? We're not going to profit on, on clicks necessarily, but we're going to charge them a $1,000 membership fee to get into the agency, to become a member, and take advantage of all the, available, really cool available stuff that's available inside of the agency. And then we're going to take that $1,000, we're going to reinvest back into research and development and testing a lot of the new data out there. Also, one of the things that we're going to do is, in addition to all these online launches, okay, why not, and I just ran out of space here, why not tap into the MLM world, okay? Why not go and strike deals with infomercial companies, right? People who sell infomercials or products through an infomercial on TV, okay? So, and test their data as well, okay? And my friend, I can tell you this. This stuff has been, literally, through a super agency, we have an ability now to deliver some of the highest, most, the most no-brainer traffic available anywhere in the industry, and of the highest quality possible, okay? So this is kind of how the agencies work. Now, you as a consumer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some recommendations for traffic agencies that I personally dealt with, right? And I know that, can get you good results. I'm going to post the links below this video. I'm also going to post a video for the below the video, I'm going to post a link for this super agency for you to check it out. Okay. Again, as a member of Internet Traffic Formula, you don't have to pay $1,000. That's going to be waived for you, and also you will get a referral here. My only suggestion, my only request for you is, please keep this confidential, okay? Don't spread the word around the super agency. Use this for yourself only, okay? Let's keep the quality high. Let's keep the competition out, and let this be very tight group of people, because we are testing. I'm investing at least $200,000 per month in testing new lists, right? And only stuff that converts well do we offer through a super agency, okay? So below, I'll post the links for you. Check them out, and I hope you enjoy it.